Welcome back to Aussie Outdoor Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about the only head torch you are going to need for the rest of your life. That's right, the LED LENSER. It is a absolute ripper. So this headlamp, it's the LED LENSER H14R.2 headlamp, and it's a great example of where you spend the money and you get good quality that lasts. Now this headlamp is not cheap by any means. When you go to the LED LENSER website, it's $378. You can get it cheaper. It is an older head torch. Now I've had this for near on 9 years now. And since that time, I have had to do absolutely nothing to it. I haven't had any problems whatsoever. It's using the original battery pack that it came with, the original straps, absolutely everything. Okay, to keep the lithium ion pack charged up, there is a USB-A port on the side here. And again, when it's charging, you get the red indicator on the backlight here. And once it is finished charging or the charging is completed, then you get the green indicator on the rear light there too. I've got the website up here on my phone because there's a lot of stats around this and around head torches. People get all nerdy in that about lumens and distances and run times. And let me tell you, if you buy this torch, you will never have to buy another one unless you lose it or you run it over or someone pinches it off you, because it is that good. This is one of the products that I highly recommend. So get on to the nerd bit. Let's get the nerding out of the way. It's 1,000 lumens. Now that sounds like a lot. Well, it's pretty simple. You've got an on-off button here, and this, every time you turn it on, it turns on to the low setting, and you can then focus the beam. So I don't know what this is in lumens, but you can adjust the strength or the brightness via the switch on the back. So this does rotate around. So as you turn this in a certain direction, I think you turn it clockwise, it goes from low to, I'd say, mid brightness, and then you can turn it down from brightness down to low. And when you get to the upper or lower limit, you'll see it flashes, so you know to stop turning it, right? So it's pretty intuitive. If you want to use the full 1,000 lumen force field though, you push and hold, right? And there you go. And when you're on this 1,000 lumen sun burning mode, you cannot adjust it via the back wheel, right? It's either 1,000 lumens or nothing. And then single click to turn it off. On the back here, you can one click and you get a solid red light. I think it's 2 clicks and you get a strobe. So that's pretty handy if you're out with a couple of friends, hunting or whatever it may be. They can see you from behind, or you could be a jogger, doing one of those midnight runs. I know there's those sort of people that love that kind of shit. This is handy so that people can see you from behind at night time. Of course, this will run independently from your head torch, because you might think, well, if you've got a midnight sun burning on your forehead, of course someone's going to see you from behind. But you don't necessarily have to have this on to have your strobe or your solid red light on either. So that's a pretty handy feature if you're trying to be a bit stealthy. If you're hunting, but you still want to see your mates behind you, you still want them to see you. So that's pretty handy. It's really comfortable. Now, one of the great things about this is it fits on any head, right? You might have like a huge bouffant head, right? You might have ears like Prince Charles or King Charles as he's now known. You might have ears like that. It doesn't matter. This is going to fit you, right? It doesn't matter if you're wearing a beanie because it's cold. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a big Akubra because it's hot. This will fit over the top. Now, I don't know why you'd wear an Akubra and a head torch at the same time, considering one's for night and one's for day. But that's your prerogative, right? Some people like to wear them to keep the rain off their ears. So anyway, some features of this. It's got a big heat sink at the back here. This does get hot if you use it for extended periods of time. Talking about extended periods of time, according to the website, This will run for 35 hours on its lowest setting. It's pretty impressive when you think about it. And it says a minimum of 6 hours. So I'm thinking 6 hours of 1,000 lumens. What are you going to be doing with that 1,000 lumens for 6 hours, cooking eggs or something? But anyway, it's pretty impressive. Excuse me. So what do you get with this? Well, when you buy it, it comes just like this. Now, you'll have to forgive me because I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure that I paid extra for this lithium-ion battery, but I can't quite remember. So this lithium-ion battery, it's 8 years old. It did have a period of about a year and a half of not getting charged at all and sitting in a drawer. It was in the Headtorch the whole time. It retained its charge. When I put it back on the charger, it charged up, and I've been using it ever since. So no issues with the battery. This is the actual LED LENSER, branded battery. So it takes the lithium ion pack, but it also takes batteries that you can buy from, Coles or Woolies or whatever. And there's actually a little feature here that I've just noticed. There's these little flick up tabs inside here that would hold this in place, I assume. Now, I've actually never used that. So that's an interesting little feature that, I haven't noticed in 8-9 years of ownership. Very interesting. So, okay. Yeah, good deal. Yeah, that just holds the battery in place. There's little tabs and they fold flat if you're going to be using the AA's. I assume it's AA's. I've never used them. They do look, it does look like they're AA size and not AAA size. But if that's the case, you'll be needing 4 AA's to run this bad boy. I dare say the run time on AA's is probably not going to be great. So go the lithium ion. You can get these off eBay. You don't have to get LED LENSER brand. You can go to a battery shop and pick up a, Chinese version of those. So this bad boy is weatherproof. It probably does have one of those IPX ratings, but I wouldn't have a clue what it is. I wouldn't go dunking it in a bottle of water. There is an O-ring around the battery compartment, and everywhere, does look, weather-proofed. But yeah, I would say that it's weatherproof and not waterproof. I have used this in severe rain down in Tassie, where the only thing that was affected by the rain was my viewing distance. So, take that in mind. It's a great unit. What would you use this for? You can use this for everything and anything. If you're a tradesman and you're looking for a really good quality head torch that's going to last and not run out after like a couple hours of use, this is perfect. Once it's on, it is heavy and you do have to get used to that a little bit, but once you're used to it, it just, it doesn't really make a difference. If anything, it'll give you stronger neck muscles, and the ladies, they love that. Yeah, that's just a tip for young players. So, look, what do I think? It's expensive. It's a little bit heavy, but it's well worth it. So if you're on the fence about buying one of these or spending the money on a good quality head torch, I highly recommend it, and it's worth the money. And I would definitely buy this again. So look, I hope this little review has helped you if you've been deciding whether maybe not to get this specific LED LENSER head torch, but if you're on the fence about spending just about $400 on a head torch from a reputable company, I would say go for it, because this is 8 years, nearly 9 years that I've had this, and it's an absolute ripper. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.